Hi and welcome. Today I have for you another exciting chess game titled Tuesday and Magnus Carlsen. Finally, Magnus Carlsen won this tournament. Anyway, this is only Blitz tournament but famous and exciting. And why I'm going to show you this game? Because Magnus Carlsen playing with white pieces is going to play against Czech international master Jakub Pulpán, and you are going to see really a roller coaster chess game because it's going to be up and down, and that's exactly why too many people love to watch blitz games on internet. Nothing is sure, no one is secure till the last move, and that's exactly the story of this game. I hope that you are going to enjoy this game and this video. So let's go on. Magnus Carlsen is playing with white and he is aiming for position with long castle. Of course, he is a chess legend and one of the best chess player ever, so Jakub Pulpán, it's not big danger to him, at least right now. So bishop d6 and Jakub is trying to avoid any complications and to play maybe not bad position. Everything is fine, knight c6 and g4. Magnus Carlsen has another idea, just to strike immediately black's position, and of course black's king is now sitting in the middle of the board. That's unhealthy because it's hard to see where this king is going to be safe. Rook c8, finally no more possible long castle, g5 and king b1. I found it interesting way how to play double edge position right here. Jakub played knight e7 and these moves looks to me like too passive. Not the most aggressive move on the board and maybe not good. I found it queen a5 as really exciting variation. Say h4, knight b4 and now black should bet all in. You know, say a3, exchange sacrifice, queen a3 and here is beautiful move knight e5. You know, the threat here is to take bishop b4, bishop c3 and two checkmates are following. So let's say black will take and here maybe black is winning because bishop d4, white is losing queen and c3 doesn't help at all because at least if nothing, draw and maybe black is winning. So that was exciting chance how to surprise Magnus Carlsen, but Jakub played knight e7 and now knight a5. Okay, maybe this is not a bad move, but black is playing without this rook with king in the middle and his position is not healthy. Now Magnus spot a pawn, knight d5, pawn for nothing. Of course, just to take this knight is queen f5 and two bishops for white, extra pawn, a really bad day for black and nearly game over. But of course, this is only blitz game, so never ever resign too early and let's fight. Finally, short castle, bishop d3, the same threat, of course. Black take, white take. So knight h4, queen e4, that's a threat, checkmate on h7 and this knight is hanging. Knight g6 makes sense and knight e3. Okay, black is playing with pawn down. He is under heavy attack because white's pawns are going and it's hard to stop them. So let's fight. Pawn back and maybe here h4 is super strong. Why? Because it's hard to stop this pawn. Because then h5, maybe queen f3, h6, g6 and knight c4. Even here I believe that maybe black is not lost, but his position is danger and difficult, mainly because here is pawn hanging, here is knight hanging, 2 bishops, and still chances to attack black's king. That was a good chance for Magnus Carlsen, but let's come back what's happened next. Knight c4 happened anyway, bishop f4, h4, and now maybe exchange on d5 is not bad. Knight e3, knight e7, 2 bishops, say maybe slight edge for white, but nothing terrible for black, and the worst for black is gone right now. So h5 happened, Magnus is going for attack, exchange on c1 and exchange on e4. Finally, middle game is over, no more checkmate threats, and now let's go on for endgame. What's happened? I believe that check on f7 is fine, and this position it's still quite good for white. But it's a question if this position is giving any hopes for white to beat black, to gain a full point. Okay, we will see later on. Bishop e4 happened, and now check and king c1. Let's evaluate this position. Bishop over knight is advantage for white. This pawn on h7 seems to be like super strong, but at the other side f2 pawn is a weak pawn, and maybe here black's pawn majority is a chance for counter-attack. And I'm not joking. Let's follow this game. Now rook c7 happened, d5. Magnus is going to open position. That's a good because Magnus is playing with bishop, and bishop love open position. Take. Knight f6 and bishop f3, knight h7 and rook d6. This is maybe a bad move. You know, Magnus is nearly winning here after a rook h3 with a threat rook h1, and this is a danger pin. Just to go immediately to g8, I believe that now is rook h1, that's a threat, and here is a checkmate. So it's not hard to burn this game. So maybe rook h3, g6 is only one move, and now rook h1, f5, this rook is guarding this knight on h7, rook h6 and bishop d5. For black is nearly impossible to escape with this knight because this knight is beautiful pinned, and I believe here that white has nearly winning advantage. But okay, Magnus missed this chance and played rook d6, but Jakub immediately escaped from the spins, rook b6, and okay, now let's play the endgame. After a few more moves, exchange and bishop e4, here is a danger. 2 against 1. Just imagine that black is going forward with these 2 pawns, knights and king. Finally, black has chance to have pass pawn and maybe winning position. The same plan is here, but that's a 3 against 2, and let's see what's happened. But that's exactly what's going on. Pass pawns, pawn majorities, and activity. So rook b8, b5, and rook b6. Maybe rook b7, it's not bad at all. I believe that this endgame is nearly won for white. Again, maybe Magnus was tired, maybe it was not the best day for Magnus, but here this is a good position for white. Still, only white is playing for victory, but Magnus played a rook b6, challenging pawn on a6, and now king d2. Okay, let's play a few more moves and let's see what's happened. Okay, a few more moves, but even here, now we have another interesting position. 3 pass pawns against 2 pass pawns, and Magnus has to hurry because this pawn is only 3 squares from g1. So c4, take, and rook d6, g3, f5, and here black's hurry. So now this is amazing position. Just imagine you playing blitz game, you short on time, now you playing against Magnus Carlsen, and that's amazing feeling, you know, that's a stress, that's a everything what you can imagine behind this position. You are not close to beat Magnus Carlsen, same, you are not far to lose this game. So what's happened now? King f5, h a7, and here Magnus is probably losing because this pawn is a danger and it's difficult to stop him. Okay, check, 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 still no room for this rook to go to a file. And finally there's a queen. Yes, now let's see how Jakub Pulpán is beating Magnus Carlsen. Extra queen, that's not big difficulties, check, check, and Magnus Carlsen is down. Yes, Magnus was nearly winning, but that's not important who was nearly winning. Important is that Magnus Carlsen lost this game. Anyway, finally he won this tournament, so he's still great and chess legend, but this story is a story that no one is perfect, and you know, if you're lucky, you have chance to beat Magnus Carlsen. I hope that you enjoy this game, and if yes, feel free and press like or press follow and made my day. And see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.